Wow, Ethan, great moves. Keep it up. Proud of you.
got one more song for you guys, and then we're gonna get started. Yo, what is up, everybody? How you guys doing? Hello, Turtle, Exotic, Toxic Dome, and Little Froakie and Kiko earlier. How are you guys doing today? So, today, we are doing what we did with the previous iDubbbz video. This is the Wheel of Time, or whatever. I guess that's what I'm gonna call it. I don't know. Basically, we're gonna react to the Content Deputy, but every time we make a total of $15, we will spin this wheel that I have over here. Yo, what is up, Teddy? So every time we make $15, we will spin this wheel, which will either reset the whole video, rewind it 15 minutes, or slow down the video by 10%. So that's what we're working with here. Otherwise, I'm just going to be reacting to this video as if it were a normal video. Unlike last time, I am in my Discord, so if anyone wants to join me in reacting to this, they're free to hop on. I'm expecting to be done with this. This should be done within an hour to 4 hours. It depends on the donos. I do hope to be done before Medicare goes live, because, you know, I want to watch Medicare. Especially because I think I heard that he's going to look over the iDubbbz and Ethan stuff, which could be fun to look at. Hey, Mike, you still sick? Yes, I am still sick, but I am better than I was yesterday, for sure. Especially vocally. We'll see what this video does to me, though. What is up, teaching turtles? Anyways, let's just get right into it. As you heard, I opened up with the content cop theme, because this guy decided to not, for some reason. I don't know why, but he decided to do that, I guess. Anyways, make sure I have everything set up right. I do. Okay, let's get started now.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Content Deputy. Now normally
I still don't get what the deal with the gold tooth is. I don't know if that's like his fashion now. It's still weird.
in a Content Deputy, I would dance around in my cop outfit in the woods, but this video isn't going to have any of that fanfare. We're just going
to... I'm gonna, again, like, it's like he did with the last video. He did a little skit enough to justify calling it Content Cop, with it being not really a content cop, but more of a content, more of like a iDubbbz complains. And now, this video, he gets to do even less work to call it a Content Deputy, because it's just a follow-up to his previous video.
going to get straight into it. I was hoping that if I made a video about Ethan, he would act like an adult, and he would keep the attacks directed at me and Anissa. Unfortunately, I was wrong in thinking that, because Ethan, in a desperate attempt to attack and smear Anissa and I, he started attacking our charity event.
I don't know if you know this, but the
event.
last year they lost $250,000. To be charitable, you actually have to give money to charity, Hassan. You have to give money to be charity. It's like a...
If someone can get me that clip that Nick posted where iDubbbz himself admitted that it was going to be a VidCon type event with a charity element, if someone could please get me that clip, I would appreciate that. Because it is so outrageous that after losing $250,000 for charity, that you can go on and still try to grandstand and be like, oh, well, now you're sabotaging a charity event. No, dude, you ruined your own charity event. You absolutely have not promoted it in any meaningful way. You didn't even bother to promote it in your biggest video in years with the Content Cup H3. And one of your biggest supporters for the charity event was H3 and his audience, and you decided to attack him. What do you expect is going to happen?
slush fund for them.
Ethan and Hila are well aware that we raised
Also, to be like, I thought they were gonna react to it like adults. Bro, weren't you literally in your cop costume doing Fortnite dances and flicking him off, holding the swastika sword? Like, what are you talking about acting like an adult? Your video is not the video of someone who is a adult. Like, get real. You're making a fucking YouTube video. Shut the fuck up.
$1.3 million for charity the first year of Creator Clash. The second year we operated at a loss, and I take full responsibility for that. We did ban...
You did not take full responsibility. You blamed it on piracy and other issues. You took a lot of responsibility off yourself, even though it was fully your fault.
Together, the community and the fighters involved ended up raising $175,000 for charity. It's been really disheartening to see how often Ethan will attack Creator Clash through us or attack us through Creator Clash.
Ian and Anissa, masters of putting on an event.
He's reposting random troll accounts.
I'm going on a girls' trip to Austin next week, and I'm so excited. I need a refund. Please stop ignoring my emails.
They're very easy to vet.
Perhaps due to them finding out you're... Okay. Please ditch that hoe man for your own sake. When are you dropping Sam Hyde interview? Can't wait. Go back to Mexico. Please, thank you. Oh, okay. I mean, sure, this specific account you can say is a troll account, but are you going to act like there's not a bunch of legitimate posts on like Reddit asking about refunds, considering the main event, one of the fighters of the main event has dropped out, and now another person has dropped out, that being Lena from the H3 podcast.
If you click on this profile, it has a bunch of Sam Hyde adjacent posts, and it just hates Anissa and I. Come on, dude, you're one step away from calling me a cuck. Just take the plunge. He's highlighting this post that equates...
Harley dropped out 48 hours ago. Lena dropped out 24 hours ago. Website is unchanged. No announcement on socials. And Anissa's active on socials talking about on vacation. Ticket sales are still open. No announcement. Is Creator Clash just Ian and Anissa's version of a crypto rug pull? Our silence means something. So I wouldn't care about the cop costume and dance outside of it being cringe if he didn't constantly brag about being a mature adult. Yes, exactly.
Creator Clash to a crypto rug pull? He's saying the event is going to be...
Yes, he is sharing that because you guys are not saying anything regarding the disaster that is your event. Or was your event.
That equates Creator Clash to a crypto rug pull? He's saying the event is going to be worse than TanaCon? Creator Clash to a crypto rug pull? He's saying the event is going to...
He's a terrible person, a wretched friend, and even worse organizer. He's about to be worse than TanaCon, look like the Golden Globes. Okay.
Be worse than TanaCon? Can't wait for them to blame us for their failed event. Don't worry, Hila. I'm not going to blame you guys for anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified of taking accountability for anything, so that will rest solely on my shoulders. But I can't speak for the internet. The internet might actually blame you guys for it. Now with this...
Is this the clip you were looking for? Let me see here. I don't know my DMs. Oh.
If it...
You want to do it again?
Yeah.
I see.
If it works out, then we can do that. And there could always be a charity aspect to it. You know, but I think the main goal is just to get the people paid who are involved in making it happen, rather than like making exorbitant amounts of money.
So your goal...
So the goal... So he's not saying the goal is to make a shit ton of money, so that's fair. But the goal is to make sure the people involved get paid. The charity aspect is an aside.
Is to build an institution of sorts, this creator clash where you can have
it's
people.
fun.
There's a champion every year.
It's a party.
Interesting.
It's like
super
a
stoked to
way more exciting VidCon, or like I want it to be like influencers can like care about this and fans can care about this and like you can go watch it and have, like a build up like maybe parties before and like stuff like that.
Yeah, because we've gone to like the last Jake Paul event and it was crazy the amount of influencers that were there. Excited to see it. They weren't all my cup of tea.
Sure.
But it was exciting. Everyone wanted to be there. It was fun, and I think if we can harness some of that, but have it be even more exciting because all of our fighters are mystery fights. You don't know how it's going to go, and then you have this, charity element. It's just like a win all around.
So in the future, maybe there'll be more profits potentially for you guys.
Potentially, but we're not looking at that really.
Would you still continue to fight? Like, is that something?
Okay, so thank you, Teaching Turtles. So there we go. iDubbbz himself says that it is meant to be kind of like a VidCon, a more exciting VidCon, and that the charity aspect is like a win-win thing. It didn't become a charity event until you needed it as a shield.
Recent revelation that people are just going to use Creator Clash to attack Anissa and I.
I don't know why you would think that's a recent revelation. Why would you think the thing that you guys own would be used to attack you? Like, what? Like, what a stupid... Here's the thing I'm running. Why wouldn't people use the thing I am running to attack me if they wanted to attack me? That makes no sense. What is up, Kangaloope?
Anissa and I have decided to step away from Creator Clash. We have relinquished control to our business partners who ran the previous two events. They're very capable. They know exactly what they're doing. They run events on a regular basis. The event is still happening. Anissa and I just don't have any financial ties. We don't have any ownership. We are, I think just going to be known as the founders of the event. Yeah, I mean, I think it had to come to this eventually. I can't keep my mouth shut. I can't, I can. I just didn't want to. I want to be frank. I want to be honest. I was very quiet during the second Creator Clash because I was afraid of how that would impact other people. This year I said I'm going to do something different. I'm going to fight back if someone's trying to attack me. So
his reasoning for being more quiet on Creator Clash 2 was because he didn't want anything regarding him to affect Creator Clash 2. So Ethan was not attacking Creator Clash 2. He was specifically, Ethan was not attacking Creator Clash 3. He was specifically attacking Fight Until Froggy Fresh. Yeah, pretty much. But he was specifically attacking Ethan and Anissa. I'm getting the names mixed up. I'm sick. Ethan was attacking Ian and Anissa, and he wasn't really attacking them. He was just calling them out as bad friends. He was like, look, we're having CPS called on us. We're having all this terrible shit happen to us, and you guys can't even, speak out about it. Fuck you guys. You guys are not real friends. That's all they did. They did not attack Creator Clash until after the content cop came out. You releasing that content cop is what caused so much more attention to be brought to Creator Clash 3. Lots of people are attacking iDubbbz, but he chose to respond to H3. No, yeah, people attack them all the time. It's kind of like gaslighting to be like, oh, the only reason why I made my content cop was because you were affecting Creator Clash 3. It's like, no, they were not.
that's what I did. And now I've realized,
even after the content cop, they were not pushing for Lena to drop out of Creator Clash 3. They were saying that they fully supported her being in it, all that stuff.
I can't really have my cake and eat it too. It's either you're gonna talk shit like a foul beast on the internet, or you're gonna have a charity event. It really can't be both. I'm very proud of the event that we made with Creator Clash. It's still happening, June 28th. I'm just
terrible fucking logo.
Not going to be involved in it. Please, for the love of God, support this event. I feel like in some ways I'm like cutting off an arm so that I could escape the bear trap, and so I can fight. Well, that's a bad analogy. You guys get it. We've already told all the fighters.
And by the way, they have to be. They are really retarded, aren't they? Just because you are not directly connected to the event anymore does not mean people are still going to associate that event with you. If Ethan and Hila left the H3 podcast and left it as its own thing, are you gonna tell me that they're not gonna associate that with Ethan and Hila still? Is equals 3 not associated with when William Johnson left equals 3? Was that not still associated with him? Like, when you start something and you are a major figure that headlines that something, that will forever be tied to you, all right? Just because Walt Disney is not alive anymore does not mean that Walt Disney is not attached to the Disney brand. That will forever be attached. If Mickey as an entity becomes fully like public domain, not just Steamboat Willie Mickey, but Mickey as a general character, if he becomes fully public domain, that is still going to be associated with the Disney company forever. Like, you can't just be like, oh, well, we're not in charge of it anymore, so it's out of our hands. No. No matter what you do, forever going forward, Creator Clash and all of its failures will always be tied with you, as well as its successes, although the failures have now outweighed the successes.
Fighters, and it seems like most people understand that this is the best move. If the previous content cop was entertaining to you, or...
Also, I think it's a major cope to be like, oh, the event itself failed, but we still managed to raise like $180,000 for charity. Guys, I'm gonna quickly run this by you, all right? So they lost $250,000, right? But they raised $180,000. But guess what? That still means that they lost overall on what they owed the charity. That means they were still at a loss. They were still $70,000 under on what they owed the charities. So that's still not great. I mean, it's cool that you did your best to make up for it, but you still lost. Even if you want to cope and be like, oh, well, we made more money afterwards, you still lost $70,000 for charity. That's still a net negative. He's trying to do a self-immolation right after he set the event on fire and thinks he's being selfless and noble. He's being a pansy. That's what he's being. But iDubbbz and Anissa want to be credited for Creator Clash because they have big egos. Of course they do.
This video is entertaining, or you like the message. The best thing that you can do, for me, is to support Creator Clash. Buy a ticket, buy a pay-per-view ticket, an in-person ticket, or donate to the fundraiser. I just want to see this event do well. You know, I didn't try this shit because I thought I was going to be a good boxer. I didn't think I was going to be an awesome event organizer. And, you know, now I'm finally back to where I started, which is making fucking content cop videos.
So, you didn't start Creator Clash because you thought you'd be a good boxer. That's fine. You didn't run it because you thought you'd be a good showrunner. Then why didn't from the get-go you get someone else to run your show? If you didn't think that you and Anissa could handle running Creator Clash, why not from the top get someone else to run it? Because obviously you did think you could run it. It was only after the failure of the second one where you're like, oh shit, maybe someone else should run this. That is like, there's no way that's not a lie. This guy is such a fucking liar.
I'm finally back to where I started, which is making fucking content cop videos.
So he says he's back to making content cop videos. I don't know. So I got the idea that him ripping apart the content cop costume in the H3 video meant that this is going to be his final content cop, because he made a huge deal about he made a huge deal about how he doesn't want to do content cops anymore because they were cruel and no one deserves that level of cruelty. But he brought it back because specifically Ethan Klein deserved that level of cruelty amongst all the possible creators or organizations to go after. But I guess he's saying here he's going to continue making content cops. So, okay, cool.
I don't want to make this too ham-fisted, but I kind of do want to make it ham-fisted because I'm like, I spent my last fucking 4 years working on this stupid boxing shit. I mean, it was worth it, absolutely, but like, it's crazy that I've just returned to content cop. Having said all that,
that 100% is him coping, being bitter about it. Like, he thought he thought he was reaching a higher level by making this whole event that was for charity, quote unquote, or this new VidCon thing. But because it failed, it's not that he wanted to go back to doing Content Cop, it's that he has to go back to doing Content Cop. Because these videos are his best running. Look at this. 1 million views in a day. What other video of his... When's the last time he got 1 million views on a video? Obviously, Content Cop H3 got 6 million. But when's the last time he cracked 1 million? Let's see. Sorry if my voice sounds a little hoarse. I think it sounds better than it did last night, but I am still sick. This one had 700K. Okay. The last time he cracked 1 million views was with the Froggy Fresh drama. This got 1.5, this one got 2.9 million. And then this Creator Clash 2 video got 1.4 million. So 2 years ago, a year ago, yeah, he was plummeting. Not by a crazy amount. I mean, hundreds of thousands of views is still good to get. But in comparison to his channel size, has he ever had a regular job? No, there's no fucking way he's had a regular job and he has the opinions that he has. There is absolutely no way. Apparently, Anissa has had a regular job. I'm skeptical on that as well. Or if she did have a regular job, how long she had it.
Creator Clash ticket link down in the description. Go check it out. Buy tickets. Support the charity. Support the fighters. And have a good-ass time. I mean, ultimately, I think it's a good thing because...
I don't remember, because I did see Nick cover this. I don't remember if he even brings up the fact that Harley dropped out and that Lena dropped out.
I think I am meant to roll around in shit. I think me and Ethan are both meant to be rolling around in pig shit all day long, and other people are meant to do boxing or debating or whatever else. Ethan and me, pig shit rolling around type of fellas. You underestimate.
So it's interesting that he's like, oh, me and Ethan deserve to be on the same level. You know what's interesting is that people keep bringing up this point that there seems to be a bit of animosity from Ian and Anissa, that H3H3 was able to make that transition to being more left politically and to kind of change the way they do content and still maintain a huge portion of their audience and maintain a lot of the respect that they had, you know? Like, recently, like, H3's gone through his controversies. People have complained about him, especially the older fans. But for the most part, H3 is considered, like, more respectable than iDubbbz. And especially with the recent controversy, yes, there are people on the far left that view H3 as, like, a racist Zionist or whatever the fuck. But for the most part, there's a lot of people who back up Ethan. Meanwhile, Ian and Anissa have been getting nonstop shit. Even when iDubbbz is on his knees begging for forgiveness for saying the N-word and making the content cop on Jinx for some reason. There's just constant shit being thrown his way. And there seems to be a kind of animosity that they also didn't just do content. Hila has Teddy Fresh and they do poker competitions. Yeah. But the point I'm reaching to is that Ethan was able to move away from the original content that he was doing and have the successful podcast, have the successful clothesline, have all this success and all this respect. Meanwhile, iDubbbz has been struggling to continue doing the same. Even with the success of the first Creator Clash, he still gets so much shit. And I agree with the general take that there does seem to be an animosity towards that. I mean, the statement alone being like, oh, we both deserve to be rolling around in shit. It's like, okay.
Ethan and me, pig shit rolling around type of fellas. You underestimate my strength! I've got coach's strength! The will of Allah! I mean Yahweh! Yahweh! I think the worst criticisms I labeled at Ethan is that he's a bad boss,
He also didn't just do I already read that.
Tyrant of a boss. I just implied that he was being taken advantage of by people either in his community or outside of his community, and I called him a bitch-made coward. That was like the summary of personal insults labeled at Ethan. Before Ethan even knew what my video was about, he was already framing me as anti-Semitic.
But he's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys, right?
I don't know if that's what the video is.
I'm one of you. I fucking hate Jews too, guys. Let's get after it. Israelis have no right to defend themselves, actually. All Israelis are settlers, actually. What is he going to give me a history lesson now? Is he a historian? Yeah, he just discovered empathy, by the way, and only extends to the point where you're actually talking about Jewish people or Israelis. Then empathy stops and they should all be murdered.
Again, yeah, these are extreme things to say, but I mean, he's also clearly joking around. So it's like, I hate how much of a fucking clip chipper that fucking iDubbbz is in these videos. Like, they're so terrible. So he shows a clip of them in the past and then later says they were never friends like that. Yes, remember, in the last video, he said, oh, we were light friends. But in this video, I remember, he's gonna say that we were friends. So that changed. I think he's changed that because he realized that the claim that they were only light friends didn't really stick. What's up, Nintendo Mail?
He's actually out there like Timothy McVeigh. He's running to the closest fucking kindergarten to blow it up. There's a Jew. I heard there's a Jew.
This quality of video is so terrible.
That's not what Timothy McVeigh did.
They want all you guys to quit and for me to just be like alone. Little Jew boy alone.
Like, Ethan, under a year ago, was saying he doesn't use anti-Semitism in that way. He's not a guy to call anything and everything anti-Semitic.
You know, in my whole life, I've never screamed foul on anti-Semitism. I literally have been getting this shit since the second I stepped foot on the internet, and I have never fucking ever done this, okay? So the people online, they're saying, oh, Ethan's making himself a victim or Ethan's making everything about anti-Semitism. I've done this once in my life right now.
But he's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys, right?
I don't know if that's what the video is.
I mean, I get that he's scared and offended, but this was the whole fucking point of my video, Ethan. I was saying that you shouldn't be doing this. It led to me making this video in the first place. You were triggered by this CPS harassment thing, and then you immediately equated Anissa and I to it. That was sloppy, and that was horrendous, and it was horrendous for us. And now you're doing it again.
I'm gonna watch it live.
Should you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. But like, why?
I just don't think, I feel like you're gonna get really emotional and say something you regret.
So, that right there was the first time that iDubbbz mentioned CPS. He didn't mention it at all in the previous Content Cop.
Well, I've got the button.
Which was a huge point of criticism because a lot of the clips that iDubbbz showed of, you know, Ethan being, you know, manic or whatever they want to call him was from the day that CPS visited their house.
Like, I know you don't have a problem taking it head on, but I just feel
of course not, because I know that
you're understandably upset, and I feel like it might be a little.
Should we wait to talk about it, or you want to talk about it?
You should do it off stream. Because I don't know, this escalated initially because we were live and you guys were heated about I forget what it was.
I just think it might be wise to watch it, think out your thoughts, and respond in a calm way, because there's no chance that you don't get heated.
I don't need to fucking pre-watch this. I don't need someone else to hold my hand through it. Like, I'm ready to take on anything that these people have to say about me. He's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys. I'm one of you. I fucking hate Jews too, guys.
You attacked us, so I attacked back, and now you're acting surprised and shocked, and you're doing it all on your podcast live. So
because it's not all or nothing. Ethan, after having CPS visit his house, ended up venting about the fact that after CPS was called, because in the timeline, CPS was called, and then eventually CPS came to their house. In that time frame, you did not stick up for your friend. You did not say anything. You didn't call out the bad actors that were behind that. And so Ethan, as a friend, as an 8-year-long friend, I feel justifiably complained about it. Was like, you guys could say something, you guys could do anything, speak up about it the way we have defended you in the past, and you guys didn't, and we're pissed off, and you guys are not good friends for that. So instead of you maybe on your podcast or publicly or something saying something back, or because you want to talk about being mature and an adult, being an adult, being mature, you know, you want to talk about empathy. Let's be real. If you want to be an adult about a situation, have you ever heard of taking the high road? Well, he said all this shit about me that I don't feel is justifiable. But you know what? I'm gonna be the big man, and I'm gonna turn the other way. I'm not saying that they need to do that, but these guys are, because obviously this is the internet. We all talk shit about each other. I'm literally a dude who makes fucking parody songs on stupid drama shit, right? But these guys, Ian and Anissa, they're talking about, you know, like, you know, we're very, you know, we're empathetic and we're mature and we act like adults and this and that. You know, we learned empathy. Like, they're the ones acting like they're the grown-ups now and they fucking got their shit together. So, but instead of doing that, instead of doing the grown-up thing and just turning the other way, you then not only make a content cop, the same series you called so cruel that it should never be done on anyone. You not only made a content cop on your old friend of 8 years, you also included all the people that have been part of the harassment campaign, including people that have supported the calling of CPS on Ethan Klein. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous for you to not be able to see. Like, that's how you know iDubbbz has his head so far up his own ass that he can't even see that what the issue Ethan would have with him responding to that degree. Like, if we want to talk about levels, you could say Ian and Anissa's silence was like a 3, and then Ethan's like reaction was maybe like a 6 or a 7, and then iDubbbz took it to 11, dropping a multi-million view video, including all the people that have been constantly going at Ethan.
So naturally, you reacting live is you having an emotion.
Also, I think it's laughable that the defense you come up with for yourself is, you attacked us first, so we attacked back. Frogan went at Ethan first, and Ethan went back. Like, is that not applicable, or is it because she's a small hijabi creator, whatever you want to call her? No, that's not applicable.
Emotional reaction and seeing things that honestly are scary.
I just said I vented about them not defending me. What the fuck is he like? He's actually losing his shit and I just can't believe it, dude.
Should call him up.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree. Fair weather friends who are so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ian sucks for the same reason right now. He could say something
Spineless. Our POV is like, fuck everybody, and I don't want to hear any excuses. You're not my friend, and you never were, and you never will be. You never will be.
What's very insane.
You want to know what's so funny about all these clips? So he tries to grab the most, I guess, egregious clips from when Ethan and Hila were venting about their friendship. You notice how in none of those clips, Ethan doesn't bring up Creator Clash. Ethan doesn't bring up the OnlyFans shit. Ethan doesn't bring up the views on their channel. Like, Ethan doesn't bring up anything except for the fact that he feels that you're not being a good friend. You notice how, like, they're trying to say that they were attacked when all those clips just show really that they are just venting about you not being what they perceive as a good friend. There are no clips in there of them attacking, as you claimed, Creator Clash 3. They're not attacking Creator Clash 2 for the extreme loss that was. They're not going after any other thing except for the specific fact that they feel that you are not being supportive as a friend. That's it.
About this content cop is I was thinking about Ethan's feelings so much in that video. I thought about the idea of like how I shouldn't be saying the term Zionist or Zionism in that video.
Can you please fucking kill yourself with the idea that you are being so attentive to Ethan's emotions when you're doing fucking Fortnite dances and flipping off Ethan at the start of the video, when you went out of your way to find the therapist that gave him an A+ apology so he could bring it down, specifically a lower grade than your own apology? Can you please suck the fattest dick with that explanation? You did not give a fuck about Ethan's feelings. Please go fuck yourself. What is up, Exotic? Oh, I'm deafened. Yo, what is up, Exotic?
Hey, how's it going?
What's it's going well. I'm doing this reaction thing.
Yeah, can you shift? Oh, perfect. All right. I saw your thing. I was watching it the entire time. I just wanted to get a bite to eat before hopping on.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. I watched this last night, and I had to say, it's fucking worse. Like,
It's worse than the content cop. It's somehow worse.
I before I said I came in, I said the chat. So it's like he shows directly of like a clip of them like interacting with each other in like an older video of like wrestling, whatever. And then he would like he has this like narrative that like, oh, we were never friends. It's like an internet friendship, dude. Like, you know, like in the same way that I'm like friends with Denims or anybody else or whatever, right? I'm just like, you really want to like say that they're on the like the same level, like actually, and then you show a clip of you like meeting him, you know, doing all these videos and shit like that, and we know like their history and everything. It's like, oh, okay, so is Max Mofo like not your buddy? You know? Well, maybe he's not because they didn't go to the wedding. I'm pretty sure, right? So
yeah, they didn't go to the wedding because Anissa had a tattoo appointment.
oh yeah, so I mean, I guess they're not really buddies after all either, too. Or
Yeah.
Chad, you know, they're not friends with him, and you know, I guess iDubbbz sees them as all just internet friends. You know, they're all
Yeah.
just there to like make content off of each other. You know.
Apparently, I found this out recently. Apparently, H3 and Joji are not friends anymore either. After he became Joji, apparently they kind of went their different ways.
Sad to see, man. Sad to see.
Mike over here with COVID-25. True. Do you have some tea to sip on? No, I just had coffee, but I have water. I'm drinking some water here. I'm probably gonna take some medicine in about 15 minutes. Thank you for your concern, chat. But no, what I was saying right now is Ethan right here. He's saying like, "Oh, I was actually paying so much attention to Ethan's feelings."
Idea of like how I shouldn't be saying the term
Hold on.
video. I thought about the idea of
Never will be. You never will be.
what's very insane about this content cop is I was thinking about Ethan's feelings so much in that video.
I was thinking about Ethan's feelings so much that I went out of my way to find the therapist that gave him an A+ apology specifically so he could lower the rating of that apology to 1 grade below mine. I got a B+. I want Ethan to get like a B-. Like, can you please suck the fattest dick with the idea that you were looking out for Ethan's feelings? You did not give a fuck about Ethan's feelings. Are you like...
Here, I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. You know what? For this content cop, I'll go ahead and also collab with his biggest haters right now.
Exactly.
His biggest ops. I'll go ahead and make a collab video where they all flip him off and say, Ethan, wake up because you're crazy and delusional for having your opinions.
Exactly.
You know, we are right think you are like delusional. It's like, okay, buddy. It's like, relax.
I'm so curious what Chad and Max think of all this. I don't think they'll ever give it. I'm sure if you asked Chad, he would probably just say the whole thing's gay. Because Chad really gives off the energy of someone that just doesn't give a fuck about anything. Max, I'm unsure. But I will say, it's kind of why... Like, he didn't bring up CPS at all. And he didn't bring up bad empanada at all. If you were thinking about Ethan's feelings, wouldn't you at least give a little credence to the fact that CPS was literally called on him and bring up bad empanada and... you know,
don't worry. He will get into that in this.
No, I know he goes into CPS, but I think he still doesn't bring up bad empanada in this video.
Okay. Yeah.
You can't bring if you want to be taken seriously, you cannot bring up bad empanada. Like,
well,
it's so malicious to do that.
He can already be treated seriously, though. He can already be taken seriously because he already like admitted the CPS call like the first time around in the content cop.
Yeah,
like he talks about like all this stuff and Ethan just crashing out because he's like a lunatic and he doesn't ever mention like, oh hey, like, you know, he doesn't even like try to like say like but like for example, like he would have been like, you know, I know in this case Ethan is mad about, you know, people calling CPS onto his house, but and then like go into like why. He doesn't even like do that. He just completely like dances around that like talking point like completely.
Yeah.
I thought about the idea of like how I shouldn't be saying the term Zionist or Zionism in that video, because I was like, he has explained before that that's personally insulting to him and he doesn't like that. You know, regardless of how true it is, I was like, I'm going to think about Ethan's feelings and not mention this. Fast forward to him reacting to my video, he's just outright calling me a fucking Nazi.
Is it a coincidence that Ian really shaved his head just before doing this video and he's holding a swastika one? I mean, we can free Palestine without being a Nazi. You fuck.
That's clearly a joke. Like, I think Ethan was right when he says that iDubbbz literally doesn't know what jokes are anymore. God, these tattoos are terrible.
Fucking Nazis. How about that? Well, this is the white savior, Ian, who's just found empathy, unless you're Jewish, of course.
Ethan, people are allowed to shave their head and not be called anti-Semitic. I mean, if you're going to critique his podcast or be pissed off that he personally insulted you, even that is enough to be called
Mike, show us your tits? No.
Anti-Semitic. It's fucking crazy. Now, I don't want to talk about Hassan's sword. I don't want to talk about Hassan's sword hilt because Ethan himself basically admitted already multiple times he doesn't think any of us did that intentionally. And he would be right.
Do I think any of them actually like wanted to put a swastika in the photo? No, no. I don't actually think that. The chances that they did on purpose is close to zero, right? So I'm not accusing them.
I picked up a random sword in Hassan's room that was laying around. That could be the end of the discussion. You don't actually need to debate Hassan about the sword hilt.
He lifted it up.
Decision making.
If it was
I do love that, like, I guess he knew that this debate was going to happen, so he waited until he could get some choice clips from the debate, which, by the way, yo, thank you for the $15, Anonymous. All right, so for anyone that's joining us or has been watching, this isn't just a regular React video. This is, I guess I'm going to call this series The Wheel of Time, where basically for every $15 total we make, so it doesn't have to be a $15 donation. It could be like 3 donations of $5. But every $15 we make, we spin this wheel. And one of 3 things will happen. We either have to restart the whole video, we have to go back 5 minutes, or we have to slow it down by 10%. So, let's see what we get this time. The worst is when it gets slowed down, because that just makes the whole thing take forever. Okay.
So I figured out what the sword was. The sword is from the anime Bleach.
It's from Bleach. Yeah, no, it is from Bleach. It's a Japanese manji. It's supposed to be a Buddhist or Hindu symbol or something like that. But that's not the point. The point is that Ethan has already said that he doesn't put the blame on iDubbbz or any of them. He puts the blame on Hassan because I'm still not totally sold on the idea that it's meant to be anti-Semitic. I don't think Hassan is meaning to be anti-Semitic or a Nazi. He's simply meaning to upset Ethan. I think he purposely did that to piss off. He purposely did that to piss off Hassan. I'm sorry, Hassan purposely did that to piss off Ethan, I think. But when Hassan bought it, he referred to it as the swastika sword. He's called the hilt sus. He has said that he's never watched Bleach, the anime. And then there was a clip where he was like, I didn't watch the anime, but I read the manga. As if, let's be real here, okay? Hassan might watch anime, but Hassan is not a fucking manga reader. Can we get actually real right now? First of all, there's no way he's a manga reader. And even if he was, he doesn't know the main character's name, whose name is like in the first 2 pictures of the first 2 pages of the book. So, yeah, I mean, Hassan, whatever. So we got to go back 5 minutes. Thank you again.
Isn't his name Ichigo?
His name's Ichigo.
Dude, I actually don't even like watch Bleach, and I just like thought of that right now. I was like, was it Ichigo? I was like, seriously, I don't know. So when you said about the sword thing about Hassan, I'm just thinking about how like, you know what? I believe it. Like he probably saw the sword, thought like the hill had like.
He thought it was edgy. He thought it was.
I'll buy it.
He thought it was safe edgy. No, I mean, I think when he initially bought it, it wasn't to be anti-Semitic or anti-Ethan. He got it to be edgy, sure. But when using it for, or having iDubbbz use it, whatever reason they want to give, I think it was intended to piss off Ethan specifically. Waiting to donate till you're at the end of the video? Fuck you, Kiko.
I mean, he's really not that smart though. So I mean, he's just this is like the same guy who referred to himself as like a propagandist. So it's like,
no, yeah, for sure. All right, so thank you again for the $15. We have to go back 5 minutes now.
I fucking
So,
hate Jews too, guys. Let's get after it.
you know, I'm gonna pull a Hassan. I'm gonna chair react while this is playing. I'm gonna go get some medicine. I'll be right back.
Is he a historian? Yeah, he just discovered empathy. By
oh
the
boy,
way.
now I'm
Only
here
extends
left
to the
alone.
point where
What's
you're
up,
actually
chat?
talking about Jewish people
We are
or
rewatching
Israelis,
this.
Then empathy stops, and they should all be murdered. Bro's actually out there like Timothy McVeigh. He's running to the closest fucking kindergarten to blow it up. There's a Jew. I heard.
So I'll probably reiterate this point again when Mike comes in a more condensed version. So, but obviously it's gonna keep playing. But what I will say though is that like I think the whole topic about like Ethan Klein and the Jewish like identity coming into relevancy, and then iDubbbz bringing it up in this point, it's become more relevant like in recent times because of the whole Israel-Palestine conflict, and obviously Ethan and Hassan had that fucking stupid podcast Leftovers. And so, Ethan's identity as like a Jew has become like a talking point now. So him referring to like that stupid made up Twitter word Zionist or like or just like Jewish jokes or identity has become more relevant, like Ethan's podcast or like his.
I mean, I get that
like it's become drama now. That's what I want to say.
This was the whole fucking point of my video, Ethan. I was saying that you shouldn't be doing this. It led to me making this video in the first place. You were triggered by this CPS harassment thing, and then you immediately equated Anissa and I to it. That was sloppy, and that was horrendous, and it was horrendous for us. And now you're doing it again.
I'm gonna watch it live.
Should you?
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
But like, why?
I just don't think.
I got some Dayquil in me.
Say something you regret.
And I'll be stronger.
Right, so the only thing I said while you were gone was that the whole like he talks a lot about like the Jews and the Zion. So I said the only reason why that's become like relevant and why Ethan's bringing it up is because two things. One, it's because Israel-Palestine became like really relevant and contentious within the States, and this is important because they had that stupid podcast Leftovers with Hassan where they talked about politics, and obviously Ethan and his Jewish identity has been like a main point of like contention within that like general discussion of Israel-Palestine, and it's become more and more frequently brought up. So I mean, obviously he's gonna keep referencing it, and people are gonna like attack him and talk about Palestine. Israel.
The whole thing with Ethan is that he has constantly been pro-Palestine, and he's agreed that there's a genocide happening. Like he is in line with all of these people's views, with the exception that he just believes that the state of Israel should exist. That's it. That's the only stipulation. But because of that one difference in opinion, just because he believes in a two-state solution versus a one-state solution like Hassan and his cohorts believe, he deserves the ire of the far left. He deserves to have CPS called on him. He deserves to have skulls sent to his house, which, by the way, I believe iDubbbz does not mention in this video, because how the fuck could you unjustify that, right? Yo, what is up, Blue Jay?
No, he'll find a way. I mean, these people always find a way. I mean,
we'll see.
Taking it head on. I just feel
of course not, because I know that
you're
whatever...
understandably upset, and I feel like it might be.
To talk about it, or you want to talk about it?
You should do it off stream. Because I don't know. This escalated initially because we were live and you guys were heated about. I forget what it was.
I just think it might be wise to watch it, think out your thoughts, and respond in a calm way. Because there's no chance that you don't get heated.
I don't need to fucking pre-watch this. I don't need someone else to hold my hand through it. Like, I'm ready to take on anything that these people have to say about me. He's like, no, actually.
I love how he's being criticized for reacting to it when it came out, when the point of Ethan reacting to it when it came out is to show that, unlike Hassan, Ethan's not scared to show his true feelings and to just react to something on the spot. Whereas Hassan, to this day, still won't watch the content nuke. I think he now said he'll watch the content nuke to support Creator Clash, but otherwise he was never going to react to it.
Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys. I'm one of you. I fucking hate Jews too, guys.
You attacked us, so I attacked back, and now you're acting surprised and shocked, and you're doing it all on your podcast.
And I will say, even if Hassan now reacts to it, it doesn't have the same energy if Hassan would have reacted to it when it came out, because Hassan has watched dozens of anti-Ethan videos. He's watched dozens of responses to the content nuke. So now Hassan can have a million talking points that aren't even from himself. So it's not like it's not the same. Like, Hassan reacting to it now is nothing like Ethan reacting to the content cop the day when it released, and then like I think a day or two after he reacts to the whole thing. It's not the same at all.
Live. So naturally, you reacting live is you having an emotional reaction and seeing things that honestly are scary.
I just said I vented about them not defending me. What the fuck is he like? He's actually losing his shit and I just can't believe it, dude.
Should call him up.
I'm pointing this out earlier.
Go fuck yourself.
Notice all these clips that Ian handpicked are all specifically Ethan talking about how Ethan and Hila talking about how they feel like they're shit friends, right? Like, that's their major complaint. They don't bring up content. They don't bring up the creator clash. They don't bring up the OnlyFans stuff. They don't bring up anything else except the fact that they feel they're not real friends because they didn't defend them.
What's very insane about this content cop is I was thinking about Ethan's feelings so much in that video.
Bullshit.
I thought about the
he's such a
idea
nice
of
guy.
like how I should.
He's such a fucking bullshitter, bro.
Zionist or Zionism in that video, because I was like, he has explained before that that's personally insulting to him, and he doesn't like that. You know, regardless of how true it is, I was like, I'm going to think about Ethan's feelings. And
Regardless
not
of how
mention
true
this.
it is.
Fast forward to
Okay.
him reacting to my video, he's just outright calling me a fucking Nazi.
Is it a coincidence that
Again,
Ian
this
really
is
shaved
clearly
his
like
head
a
just before
joke.
doing this video, and he's holding a swastika one. I mean, we can free Palestine without being a Nazi. You fucking Nazis. How about that? Well, this is the white savior, Ian, who's just found empathy, unless you're Jewish, of course.
Ethan, people are allowed to shave their head and not be called anti-Semitic. I mean, if you're going to critique his podcast or be pissed off that he personally insulted you, even that is enough to be called anti-Semitic. It's fucking crazy. Now, I don't want to talk about Hassan's sword. I don't want to talk about Hassan's sword hilt because Ethan himself basically admitted already multiple times he doesn't think any of us did that intentionally. And he would be right.
Do I think any of them actually wanted to put a swastika in the photo? No,
Yeah,
no. I don't actually think that. The chances that they did on purpose is close to zero, right? So I'm not accusing them.
I picked up a random sword in Hassan's room that was laying around. That could be the end of the discussion. You don't actually need to debate Hassan about the sword hilt.
He left it up.
Decision-making
If
of
it was a mistake,
person
he could have
who I
deleted
am
it.
not-
But I'm not going to delete the photo because that would be indulging in your weird anti-Semitic fantasies.
We can free Palestine without being a Nazi.
Why, like, you know for a fact if this was any other race, they would 100% indulge in that. You know that if there was something that could be perceived as white supremacist, and if Ethan was a black dude, they would 100% delete it. You know that, like 100%. Bro,
Oh boy.
he literally apologized for making the content cop on Jinx when nothing about the content cop on Jinx was racist at all. But he apologized for it. But no, because Ethan is like, it's kind of weird that you have a swastika in your video against me. That's like a delusion. The fact that he's been receiving nonstop harassment for like the last 2 years. No, it's all in your mind. You're crazy. Like it's actually fucked up.
He's empathetic now, though. You know?
Yeah, true.
He's like in his 30s. He feels empathy.
That's true, actually. I didn't think of that.
A sentimental
Fucking
man.
Nazis.
You
How
know,
about
it's
that?
like-
I'm done being nice to Ethan. I gave it a chance.
Yes, you were so nice when you went out of your way to find the therapist that gave him a higher grade apology than you, just so you could get it lower. That was such a nice move for
yes,
you.
and collabing with all of his ops, and also, but it's just like this fake nice guy bullshit. Though.
No,
It's just like,
100%.
no, Ethan, like I care about you. You know, like you just need to go see help because you're a delusional, crazy, like retard.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, it's just like what, like why you need to frame yourself as some sort of like good guy or hero in this sort of situation?
Because it makes
why-
him feel justified in being
makes him
an
feel
asshole.
good.
Yeah,
Makes
exactly.
him feel good. It makes and it justifies him being a fucking asshole.
100%.
Sincerity and my empathy in that last video was real. I was even equating to him having crash out moments in the same way that denims could have crash out moments. I think we're all capable of it, but he was using it in the video to suggest that I was making fun of his mental health.
To my good friend Ian of 8 years, I really appreciate you weaponizing my mental health against me.
To make Ethan crash out. He's having a parasocial weird crash out. People can have crash out moments. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help. Dude, I'm not making fun of your mental health.
You are 100% making fun of his mental health. You're making it seem... You literally use all the clips from the day that CPS visited them to show that he's being out of control and crazy and manic and crashing out, when you didn't even show the main reason why he was acting that way. Like, you were 100% making fun of him.
Every example you used was me basically saying that other people are trying to affect you. It's understandable that you're going through this right now, Ethan. We all go through this.
To characterize anything I'm doing as crashing out, that I need help, that I need to get some kind of treatment, is cruel and pathetic on a level I didn't think he would ever be possible of doing.
Every fucking example that you tried to smear me with was me actually pointing to something else that could be affecting you. He even brought up the clip of me saying, if you get help. We all need help. Everyone on this planet needs help. I don't care how you get it. You can wander into the jungle and
because you know he's so like fucking enlightened, as you can clearly see. You know, he's such like an enlightened individual, because he went to go have therapy, because he talked to his wife, because he cried in front of that psychologist. You know,
yeah, he's doing so great right now.
Yeah, he's totally not like embarrassing himself.
Constantly.
He totally didn't sabotage his quote unquote charity event.
Yeah.
That would be good, because right now it doesn't seem like you're getting much help. The main criticism that I was seeing online with my video from Ethan and Hila is that I didn't mention the CPS call.
There's really just one central point that I want to make here. My good friend Ian, in his hour-long takedown, did not mention one time Child Protective Services. Not one time.
There was not even one mention of CPS.
And a lot of the clips he uses is us fired up from the day that CPS came to us.
So like
without even explaining that at least that's the context, it's pretty cowardly.
I wonder why I wouldn't mention the CPS call. Could it be that the CPS call happened the same day that you were shit-talking me? And
Why does that matter? Oh, well, I didn't bring up CPS because you shit-talked me that day, so I don't feel like bringing up one of the main reasons why you're pissed off. Like, that does not matter at all. Like, what the hell kind of nonsense is that?
That's his defense. Well, you know, we had these two things going on, and you were attacking me. There was some other thing going on, and I just focused on stuff that was about me.
Look,
it's like, okay.
Exotic, you were screaming at me the other day, and I took great offense to that. And we're not going to bring attention to the fact that you were in a traumatic car accident the same exact day, because that has nothing to do with the reason you were in such a sour, foul mood. Like, what are you talking about?
He's like, I'm not the one who called CPS on you. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just going to call you crazy for your reaction to it. It's just like, okay.
God.
Didn't have any chance to defend myself. You just immediately, in the same podcast, right next to each other, said, CPS call was very traumatic. And then you said, fuck Ian and Anissa. And you linked those together, you kind of layered those flavors, and then Anissa and I got a bunch of harassment. We had nothing to do with the CPS call. What are all these...
No one said that you... Okay, let's read these. This was what I tweeted on some post where they were talking about how empathetic and help comes from this. Yeah, no fucking mention of the CPS once. Yeah, I was omitting CPS story. It should be a bigger story. The main point of this video is that Ethan and Neil are crazy for asking Ian and Anissa to pronounce the frog guy, but that was because of the CPS call. It blows my mind. Didn't mention it. It was such a crucial to the story. In attempting to call somebody without mentioning CPS is top tier gaslighting. Yeah.
Yeah, his defense doesn't matter whatsoever, too, because he doesn't mention it. Like, he doesn't even reference it once. Like this is what we're talking about. It's not like he's not bringing it up or just acknowledging it. He doesn't say it whatsoever. The
very least you could do is now, in context, one of the reasons why they are fired up in so many of these clips is because this is the day that CPS was called on him, and me and Anissa 100% disavow CBS being called on him. But there's a reason why he's not going to disavow CBS, because he's actually going to defend the fact that it happened.
Fucking comments on your Reddit saying like, it happened because of the CPS call. I don't entirely blame your audience for getting confused, because number one, it's a fucking cult, and number
It is so rich.
Oh, it's a cult?
It is so
Really?
rich to call. Bro, you know what's... Oh my God. I didn't even realize this until right now. It's so crazy for him to call his fan base a cult when he's going to show the chat making fun of Ethan in a bit. Meanwhile, one of your new friends, Hassan Piker, literally has a cult audience.
Number two, you can't even get the timeline straight. So if anyone's watching your dumbass, their brain is also going to get scrambled.
Be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
So again, he's not showing the context. What was the okay, I'll play this part. Did you guys ever find the context of what I was talking about here? 'Cause I feel like
right
I
here,
wasn't
right
even
here.
talking about him.
How is this also a fair point to make too? Keep in mind that these clips are also taking from a live stream as well too, right? So he says, "Oh, look at Ethan." He says, like, did I actually mean that? Did I actually say that?" And he's like, "Oh, look at him. He's struggling to recall his own clips, right? Because he's what the fuck he's talking about." I'm like, dog, this is from a live stream, and this guy streams for how many hours? Like every day or every other day?
Yeah,
Like,
they
do
stream...
you remember everything that you say for hours? Like all those gaming streams that you do? Like, do you think like, oh, what's wrong, Mike? You can't remember everything you've ever said in the gaming stream? It's like, well, even if I were to like be more charitable and say, what's wrong, Mike? Like, you don't remember the thing you said or the point that you made from like 2 streams ago? Like, fucking know that, like, you know how long we go for like talking about this shit?
Yeah, it's outrageous.
I could be wrong. I just don't remember ever saying like, if I did say that,
I thought you were talking about them, about Anissa and Ian in that clip.
That's the same clip of
It's all the
when
part of the same
CPS was
clip.
called.
Yeah.
Same clip.
It's part of the same conversation.
You completely wiped...
I am so looking forward to H3's response to this, because he is going to fucking demolish iDubbbz tomorrow. It's gonna be great. I will say, as an older H3 fan who did fall out of watching H3, it feels great being able to watch H3 and watch him be in the right again. Like, this is
I had to stop watching him because he turned into one of those like fucking kooks. Like after he had his after the whole YouTube landscape change.
Not you using the fucking Tommy C fucking terminology.
What? No. Well, I don't know what to say. I was gonna call him like a crazy, but I was like, it's not really crazy. It doesn't really work.
Well, when I heard the K leave your lips, I was like, oh fuck, is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say that word?
Okay.
Mike, anyways, no.
Yeah.
No, but it's what I would have hoped from iDubbbz as well. That iDubbbz would one day, like, I don't need. We've all said this before. We don't need iDubbbz saying the N-word or anything stupid like that. We just want iDubbbz to be entertaining. But now he's like the worst version of himself that he's ever been. Like, he's like legitimately terrible now.
Wiped your brain of what happened during the CPS.
He always
stream.
has been.
That's not my fucking fault.
To a
That's
degree.
no one else's fault but yours.
All I wanted for you to do was say the bare minimum of like, hey, this is fucked up. This is not true about CPS, whatever. Like the bare minimum. It came up because they were talking about it on their fucking podcast. By the way, they're the ones that like
Extreme timeline confusion. We expressed sympathy for Ethan and Hila on our podcast 4 days after he attacked us.
Oh, so it's that clip of them in him, Vanessa, and them talking, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
think I've
where
seen
he's
that.
like, we don't condone any harassment. That is like the most basic statement you could make. You could make a more hard-hitting statement like, hey, we've been to their house. We know there's not shit all over the floor.
started this conversation by talking about it on the podcast. Be like, hey, I'm not getting involved.
I think that was their response after you guys initially called them out.
This is what I was talking about. You cannot have something terrible happen, be like, yes, let's make some content, and then shit talk your friends of 8 years.
I'm so fired up, I don't even know what to do with myself, which is why I'm crying. On the other hand, I don't know if that's a good state to be in live.
That's that. You kind of spitting.
And a lot of the clips he uses is us fired up from the day that CPS came to us.
For anyone confused about the timeline, Ethan was
Okay,
talking...
Ethan discovers Froggy tweets. Ethan begins to publicly attach his editor statement to iDubbbz Instagram harassment. Call to CBS happened. So, March 1st, when Ethan begins to publicly attach this editor's statement to iDubbbz, he's basically pointing out the fact that this guy has worked with Ethan before and seems to still be in contact with Anissa. The call to CPS happens on March 3rd. So
shit about us on his
that means
Instagram
between
CPS shit. He was also talking shit about us on his podcast before any CPS visit. On March 7th,
March 7th is when the CPS does visit. So between March 3rd and March 7th, iDubbbz and Anissa have the opportunity to publicly say, hey, we've been to their house before. We've met their kids. We know that they're good parents. We know that they don't there's not shit on the floor for the kids to crawl on, you know? Like, we know that their kids are not eating shit. And they're not bad parents. And we totally disavow anyone calling CPS on him. But no, they made a very blanket statement of, we disavow any harassment. Like, that is the most safe fucking statement you could make.
CPS visits Ethan and Hila, and that same day, they decide, let's do our podcast, and let's have the topic be the CPS visit and how distraught we are about that. And then right next to that, right after it, you guys talk about me and Anissa. But you don't just talk about us. You shit talk us, and you imply that we're friends with people who are doing this, who are the ones who are harassing.
You've literally said you were light friends with iDubbbz. iDubbbz was basically softly agreeing with Bad Empanada's take of the fact, like, spreading the false information of Ethan's kids getting Giardia, and her whole chat being filled with people saying that CPS needs to be called. Yes, you are friends with people who have backed that up.
Do you have evidence that H3 Snark called CPS on you?
Did I say that?
Random anonymous
Did I say that?
That was a slip up from Ethan. He has said that Snark was the ones, but obviously, so that's the thing. Ethan obviously cannot tell who exactly called him. The only person that has claimed culpability for it was Bad Empanada, but Bad Empanada is also insane. So while you could easily believe that Bad Empanada did it, you can't 100% claim that. And you can't 100% claim that Snark or anyone specifically called CPS. But
I don't think it matters though, really.
No, it doesn't matter. You have enough circumstantial evidence to put the blame on Hassan's audience or the Orbiter audience, which, I mean, they're Orbiters. They're all the same audience.
Or at least Bad Empanada. So
at the very least, Bad Empanada and his audience, which Bad Empanada's audience is now Hassan's, because Hassan has astroturfed Bad Empanada. So you 100% can blame them, but Ian has a different take.
Wait, what's the...
I said they're primarily responsible for harassing me.
Who called CPS?
What the fuck? So, I don't know.
To be honest, I'm very proud that I didn't immediately jump to Ethan and Hila's defense, because when you look into the story, it actually looks a lot shittier for Ethan and Hila. And I do mean that literally. There was this H3 stream where Ethan was dumping as per usual. He was talking about his own health. He was talking about his caca breath, his dog having diarrhea, his dog having giardia.
Olive has giardia. It's a bacterial infection in the intestines that makes you have diarrhea.
His child running around putting things in their mouth.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
The whole family possibly having giardia.
Oh,
and now Hila has giardia.
Shut. For real?
And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
Oh my god.
What can I do to not get it? From
Yeah,
you?
I'm trying to.
Because I'm not trying to get.
No, it's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop.
Talking about the viscosity of his child's shit.
And meanwhile, he is covered in viscous, low viscosity, diarrhea.
He mentioned diarrhea a lot.
Crazy diarrheas like in the middle of the night. All the time he's having these crazy diarrheas. You wash your hands as best you can, but these are really nasty diarrheas. And then extremely foul smelling diarrheas.
So of course, Ethan, having made so many enemies over the years, other people react to his content. And when other people see that he's talking about his children getting giardia from dog poop.
Which, by the way, notice how iDubbbz is saying, oh, his kids got giardia. Ethan later went on to be like, they don't actually have giardia. I was just saying that as a blanket term. They just had diarrhea. The only one that ever got giardia was my dog. Not me and Hila, none of my kids. Nobody ever had it. But you don't want to include that because then that makes it harder for you to take away culpability from iDubbbz and her chat and from Banana.
He's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
People are quite reasonably concerned. And so, yes, anyone who's seeing that content might be concerned enough to call CPS.
Doo-doo family, bro, the Klein household always got crazy nasty stuff, Kaka Kleins. Like, these are jokes. Like, what is happening in your house? The Klein household equals Chernobyl. Ethan eats poo.
Is not a measly number. It's about 26,000 at the time of this stream. So there are 26,000 people listening to Ethan go into great detail over 7 or 8 minutes about diarrhea, viscosity.
You inherited the pesto special. Maybe you gave the dogs that, Ethan. You are patient zero in your house. I'm eating, bro. Olive said, I'm a shit on these walls, Ray. As a vet tech, I had no idea humans can get giardia. Can humans even get giardia? Hold on. Can humans
Dude, live fact checking,
get
dude.
giardia? Yes,
Fact
humans
check.
can get giardia though the risk is relatively low.
This has been fact checked by a true American patriot.
Exactly. True. So true. I mean, he's already clarified that the family never actually got giardia. Okay, he just thought that because they all had diarrhea.
Of diarrhea, his child having giardia, him and his whole family having giardia. They're calling it the poop house. Now what Ethan does, instead of taking any responsibility for sharing too much on his live stream, is that he decides to attack specific creators like iDubbbz and say she was the source of the CPS call because her chat was reacting to Ethan and saying, wow, this is concerning.
Is on her platform right now advocating for our children to be forcibly removed from us by Child Protective Services.
The problem with this CPS thing is that Ethan has proven to be a manipulative piece of shit.
You are not at all manipulative by leaving out CPS in your first video, and you are not at all manipulative by not referring to Badamanada at all.
So when he
No, he's an empathetic man. He's not manipulative.
Yeah, of course.
He's very empathetic
what the
towards
fuck
Ethan
am
Klein.
I meant to do? I don't trust you, and I'm glad I didn't trust you because in your video defending yourself,
You have literally been to Ethan's household. You've literally met their kids. I don't know how many times, but I know you have at least once. You know what their house is like. You know that there's not shit all over the place. I like how he has this clip from iDubbbz, but he won't bring attention to the fact that iDubbbz is reacting to Ban and Banada.
used a video that takes context from like 3 different places and combines them to make it seem like someone is coordinating an attack on you.
Love made a good point. You said, is this every comment? I believe this is a live feed of the chat. This isn't edited.
What about the top right? I thought these were
No, it's
selected.
this. I think when you full screen it, no, this is an edit. It's a cutout of the.
God,
full
this
chat.
is why these
It's just
reactions
enlarged
are also
over
fucking
the
terrible. You
screen,
can't
yeah.
tell who's
They're
talking or
different.
like who's reacting
Yeah.
to what.
It's
It's
not
just,
timed-
it's
it's not
just
timed
look.
the same way.
It's like Bad Empanada's video, her face reacting to that, and Ethan reacting to that. It's just like,
Yeah.
and then
But
we
it
have these
sounds like
fucking
based on this clip,
multiple
you knew
chats.
that
It's
it
fucking awful.
was bullshit, and you just went with it anyway.
It's not bullshit. Not even iDubbbz has denied that these comments are real. All that it is that he grabbed over a longer period of time all of the messages in her chat from that stream. Not from, he was like, oh, you grabbed chats from different places. They were not from different places. They were from that same stream, and he just stretched it out so you could see all of the chat messages.
Ethan Klein uses this very deceptively edited video that is just like doing this smooth scroll to make it seem like that's all of iDubbbz's chat. But that's not what it is. And then when he's called out...
It is all of iDubbbz's chat. I think what Ethan needs to do is he needs to go back and he needs to... This is going to take a little time. Obviously, it's going to be kind of annoying for him to do. But what he needs to do is he needs to grab his edited clip, right? Then he needs to grab iDubbbz's chat and he needs to have them placed side by side so you can see that it is in fact her chat. It is all her chat. It's not edited. The only thing that's edited is how much of it is on screen, so that way you don't have to actually watch the full clip to see all of the chat that gets said. Because that's what it is. It's like if you grabbed, and my chat isn't huge, of course, but it's like if you grabbed all of my chat from the start of this stream to now, and instead of letting it play throughout in the same speed of the chat, you just put it bigger and scroll through it really fast. Not even really fast. Scroll through it fast enough for people to read, so that way people can see all that's in my chat. That's all it is. But iDubbbz is falling for the stupid fucking lie that that chat was edited to make it look worse. It's not edited to make it look worse. It's edited so you can read it better.
Well, this is the same guy who also fell for the fucking hummus bullshit too. So.
He's an idiot. He's actually stupid.
Moves his window over the real chat.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses,
Reading the chat, co-signing
it's very,
it.
very, very dangerous.
Now pay
So I would
attention
assume
to
he doesn't
her
actually
chat.
have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit, and he has kids, and his kids like.
Why does it have
He covers it because it's the same fucking chat. You are actually
to
stupid.
be anyone else's fault but your own? Take some fucking responsibility. It's just so bizarre that Ethan.
I love how he still doesn't want to mention Madame Minata, who is the most responsible. Denims is responsible too for platforming Madame Minata, as is Hassan, but the person most responsible for the CPS call is Madame Minata, and I don't think anybody could deny that, except iDubbbz, because he doesn't want to mention the existence of said person.
Would expect Anise and I to make a statement when Denims herself already made a statement about it and said that she does not condone calling CPS.
So we're talking about CPS.
It's great to not condone CPS after it already happens. It doesn't even fucking matter.
One, I don't condone. Two, I've never condoned it, and you will not be able to find a clip of me saying, yes, we should do this, because it doesn't.
You can literally find a clip of her being like, of her spreading the idea that Ethan's kids are eating shit. There's literally clips of her saying that.
Well, it's also like, I mean, with these people, I mean, you'll probably, yeah, it'll be hard for them to just blatantly say, yes, this is how I feel, XYZ, right? I mean, most of the time, these guys are going to say, like, a lot of these offhand statements. They're going to, like, obviously, you can interpret them as being, like, problematic, whatever. Like, with Hassan, when he said, like, the babies are settlers, you know, he's not directly saying, like specifying it, but it's like, you can then take that statement and be like, this is how he feels.
Yeah.
It's like that with a ton of different, with all these people.
Give me a second.
Oh, we are we pulling up the the denim stream?
No,
dude?
no,
Let's go.
I don't want to do all that. I was responding to someone's text.
Exist. I've
Okay.
literally given Ethan Klein credit on multiple times or multiple instances, and I will do it again right now, for not showing photos of his kids.
Part of my criticisms of Ethan initially was the openness. I think it's a problem that you are that open, Ethan.
Well, you know I'm very open about everything. It's part
Yeah.
of how I wanted to conduct myself and how I wanted to relate to the audience, is to be open as possible about every fucking thing in my life.
It is not strictly a benefit to be as open as possible on your podcast.
Ethan was just sharing his thoughts. What we were thinking, we were speculating.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
We were speculating.
Oh,
And now Ela has giardia.
Shut.
Be open as possible about
Again, it's so convenient of you to not show the clips where Ethan was like, I misspoke. My family did not actually have giardia. It's so not manipulative for you to not show the clarification. The same way it was totally not manipulative for you to show Ela saying that that one Galan guy, whatever his name is a good guy, but not to show her correcting herself. Even Frogan showed the clip of Ela correcting herself. How crazy is that? Where Frogan has more fucking, I guess you would call it integrity than Ian does. That's crazy, actually.
every fucking thing in my life.
Really? How many siblings do you have? I don't know, dude. The internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh,
This is such a weird, I don't understand. I guess the inclusion is like, oh, Bill Burr knows not to bring up his personal life. It's like, well, yeah. Different people have
Well,
different...
Bill Burr was also being a fucking dickhead that episode too. So.
Well, he's always a dickhead. That's his whole character. But different people...
I love that defense so much. It's a character, so I'm allowed to just act like a piece of shit
No,
all
that's
I
not what
want.
I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a
Love
character.
that.
I'm
Dude,
not
the
saying...
Def Noodles defense. Dude,
I'm
it
not
was a
saying...
character.
I'm not saying it's a character. I'm saying that's who he is. He's an asshole. That's what Bill Burr's always been, an asshole. Like, that's what you expect from him. But also, different people have different levels of privacy that they show, right? Like, I do have friends, IRL friends come on, but I delete those streams for the sake of a little extra privacy. You know, obviously someone can clip anything from those and that'll be up wherever they post it, right? But, you know, that's just a little comfort I put in to, you know, give my friends a little extra privacy, even if they don't ask me to. And different things, like I'm probably never gonna have like my little sister on stream unless she wants to be on stream, you know, because that's the privacy.
Yeah,
I mean, if she wants to be on stream, she's welcome to be. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, no, you can't be online.
I mean, admittedly, it's probably a good point from iDubbbz that, like, you know, maybe he shouldn't even brought up the like we all have giardia or whatever.
No,
fuck. It's just,
sure,
or the,
but that's
or the state of their diarrhea. You know, it's just like, it's like
no,
dog,
sure,
it's like,
that maybe he
that's
shouldn't have
gross.
said that. That's fair, but that's rich coming from the guy who literally has a podcast called "My Wife Ruined My Career" or whatever the fuck. Like iDubbbz is not the one to be saying this.
But you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid
I'll give you that.
it will.
Weren't they literally on stream? And wait, isn't this the guy? Let me bring Hassan out. Isn't iDubbbz the guy whose wife literally talked about his irritable bowel syndrome and how he shits his pants? Isn't this literally the guy?
Oh.
Like, come on, dude. Like,
oh my fucking god.
because that's true. That did happen.
Yeah, by all means, keep talking about it.
On top of Ethan characterizing me and my wife as anti-Semitic, he also takes a dig at my tattoos.
Bro, you literally look like a fucking free tattoo pack that you get for 25 cents from a windy thing, bro. Like, literally, my kids have cooler fucking tattoos from Chuck E. Cheese. Bro looks like he just went to the menu and was like, I'll take that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one.
I have quite a few options here. I can show your tattoos in all of their glory, or I can show that your tattoo made it to the top of awful taste but great execution.
Awful taste, but great execution. Notice, I don't know anything about this, subreddit, but based on the title, awful taste but bad execution means they execute, but great execution means the execution was great. So the tattoo itself is good, but it's what's the tattoo is that's bad. And mind you, this was definitely turbo boosted because everyone's calling Hila a fucking baby killing terrorist. Like, come on.
Subreddit,
which
is not a good thing.
Because I don't know about you, I think that's a good quality tattoo.
I mean, it's definitely very detailed.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
The greatest thing a man could do for his children is to love their mother. That's so nice.
Great execution subreddit, which is not a good thing. I mean, it might be a good thing for the artists that you work with because
Awful taste but great execution for everything that displays quality craftsmanship in the elegant way. Possible all things gaudy, tacky, overdone. Like, yeah, it's great execution means that the quality of it. So that's not even a good counterpoint. The tattoos you were showing before, they were like dumb lines, was a good point. This is not a good point because the actual artistry is good. It's just what the subject is bad. So you're just kind of dissing Hila, really. You're not even dissing the tattoo. So if you needed any further proof that iDubbbz is retarded, there you go.
that means.
Well, he's probably
did a
feeling
good
like
job
a caged or like a dog backed into a corner. You know? It's like
Oh, yeah.
everyone keeps attacking my wife, and rah, 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 he's like backed to a corner.
Now I gotta
I'm
attack
on,
other
you know.
people's wives.
technical standpoint, but it's sort of a failure in every other aspect, particularly the decision-making aspect. If you want to go tattoo for tattoo, Ethan, we can do that. You want to keep it to other things? We can. I'll give you that option. Ethan also talks about the potential CTE that I might have.
You and your wife literally have some of the worst tattoos I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of tattoos. You know, I've seen a lot of rock bands, a lot of tattoos, and you guys are up there. Like I don't have
Well, you know what? Great.
I don't have any tattoos personally. You know,
You know
so
that's great. You know, they all have shitty tattoos. Isn't that lovely? You know,
it's such a dumb point.
Have after boxing.
Yes.
Ethan, your whole system is scrambled.
No, your brain is scrambled from getting punched in the face too many times because you don't understand the secret. Some people are saying the CTE is starting to take effect. I guess that would be comforting if there was some explanation at least.
Any amount of CTE that I may have endured after doing 2 boxing matches, I'm going to say is preferred over having to share the load of doing 50 jumping jacks with my wife.
What if we do both do them? We'll both do 25 at once.
25 each.
Oh my goodness.
Great form by both.
Really nice. They must work out.
Also, why are you talking
Okay. Like this is just, I don't even get the point. Okay, so they did jumping jacks. It doesn't. That's so.
about CTE at all? Like, you've continually illustrated that you can't keep track of anything.
Wait, what?
Like, you've
Nice. They must work out.
Also, why are you talking about CTE at all? Like, you've continually illustrated that you can't keep track of anything.
It came up because they were talking about it on their fucking podcast. By the way, they're the ones that like started this conversation by talking about it on the podcast. Be like, hey, I'm not getting involved.
I think that was their response after you guys initially called them out.
Even when he's trying to be petty, he sounds like a bitch. Yeah, he just constantly sounds like a bitch. That's horrible.
He can't even keep straight who attacked who first. He thinks that our podcast, where we're expressing sympathy for him and Hila, was the impetus for him talking shit about us.
You did not express sympathy. You were like, if I had to talk about that, I would literally kill myself. Is that sympathy? No.
I much prefer
empathy. Put yourself in place of me.
Harassment-induced CTE. Ethan acts like we're such great friends and that like he shared such intimate moments with me, but it's all horseshit. He's lying. Like, the whole thing is a fucking lie. He's manipulating his audience. We did not have a close relationship.
You guys were buddies for a long time.
He texted me like one time, like, hey, dude, we should talk this out. And I was like, I don't feel like having this conversation right now. That's it. So Ian kept trying to get me on the phone or text with me. And I told him, dude, honestly, I don't feel like having this conversation right now.
Okay.
Fair, right? I just didn't want to do it. Okay?
Just in that particular moment,
and then
or like at all?
Oh yeah. So here's iDubbbz again trying to say they were not close friends.
Well, it turns out I didn't want to talk to him at all.
Okay.
If the relationship was that close, you would have talked to me on the phone. You wouldn't have shit-talked me. You would be curious where my brain was at and where I was coming from. There's this moment in the Content Cop where I'm trying to give an example of the cycle of harassment. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of... Okay, what does that have to do with me?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
Bill Burr is funny. Bill Burr is funny. That's true.
Ethan and Hila act like they have no idea what I'm talking about here. So, I mean, maybe they don't. It's a very obvious and easy to digest point. That's why I made it that way. I'm going to explain it here so everyone on the internet understands. When you have a podcast where you are constantly emotionally dumping and saying things just off the top of your head, and you're attacking other people randomly, maybe from your perspective it's not attacking. Maybe you're just commenting on someone else's situation.
He's got to be one of the most visually repulsive people. FaZe Banks, like, in my opinion...
I actually think him bringing up the visually repulsive people is about Bad Empanada. So again, there's an allusion to Bad Empanada's existence, but not a direct mention. But you are criticizing, again, I don't know this for sure. If I'm wrong, I'll take back what I'm saying now. But if it is the case that the person he's saying is visually repulsive, he's not saying denims, he said he. Listen again. Because I don't know if Ian is trying to make it seem like he's talking about denims.
Not attacking. Maybe you're just commenting on someone else's situation.
He's got to be one of the most visually repulsive people.
He's got to be one of the most visually repulsive people. He's obviously not talking about iDubbbz. iDubbbz has nothing to do with this. He's not talking about denims, because denims, as far as I know, is not a he. Very obviously. But he's probably talking about Bad Empanada. Which, you know, Bad Empanada is visually repulsive. But also, so you're defending Bad Empanada being called visually repulsive, but Bad Empanada is someone that you won't mention who was heavily responsible for the CPS situation.
People at FaZe Banks, like, in my opinion, he's somewhat repulsive to look at.
And be
pedophile, pirate software.
That is a crazy edit. You probably should have left in the context. He's talking about Dan Clancy because he did. Just for everybody's knowledge, he did not call me a pedophile.
Yeah, he just has that random girl. He just goes pedophile.
Pedophile. Pirate software is more look like weird. I was like, look at my old voice. It's so lame. What an obnoxious loser. She goes, I can't believe these people are so obnoxious. And he looks like an idiot who's obsessed with me, dude.
But what happens when other people comment on your situation? It does.
But so he characterizes all those as attacks, but which of those are so without any context? We're led to believe that they're all attacks. Also, this is a crazy freeze frame on
Wait,
iDubbbz.
so-
He
yeah,
looks
'cause,
like he's
ad
twitching
hominem-
out.
He looks like a homeless man, and seriously, it's like.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that what ad hominems are like fucking attacks now.
But also, so iDubbbz's excuse for the content cop is that he was retaliating against Ethan because Ethan attacked first. But again, if you bring up Frogan, all Ethan did was unfollow her. And she went like nuts. She went crazy, kept going at Ethan until Ethan finally responded. So Frogan started that whole thing. How many other people are people that Ethan responded to and not that he went at first? I think the only good thing that came out of this whole situation is that we got to hear Denims call herself a dumb bitch. That was great. I did enjoy that. I'm also glad there's
That was
no
pretty nice.
there's no Frogan jump scares in this one because that one, I think I lost a few years off my life constantly seeing that.
Yeah, we can have like a Five Nights at Freddy's sound effect, and then like.
Papa Gut made a
that'd be
comment
quite
about
scary.
Ian constantly nervously scratching during the video. That's interesting.
Feel too good, does it?
But he's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby.
Oh, the
killer,
same clip
guys,
again?
right?
Okay.
I don't know if that's.
Yeah, he loves reusing the same exact clip over and over again.
The back and forth I'm describing. You might have thought we were just saying that Ian and Anissa are bad friends. Well, guess what? We didn't take it that way.
Our POV is like, fuck everybody, and I don't want to hear any excuses.
This
You're
is
not my
the same
friend,
exact
and
edit from before. And again, I will point out, it is so funny that earlier in this video, you brought up Creator Clash 3 and how they're attacking it. And the reason you didn't want to speak out against anyone attacking you is because you didn't want to affect Creator Clash. But Ethan and Gila are not attacking Creator Clash. They're not attacking the OnlyFans shit. They're not attacking anything except for the fact that they feel you guys are not being good friends. That's it.
You never were, and you never will be. You never will be.
What we took it as is
Mike Rules, thank you, Suplex.
Ethan and Neil are shit-talking us. They just implied that we are okay with people using CPS as harassment, and now all of their fans are brigading us. So I am going to respond in kind and make a content cop. So yes, that is what the cycle of harassment looks like.
Okay, what does that have to do with me?
I don't know.
How about you fucking Nazis? How about that?
You didn't bring up CPS in the content cop. That was a major point of contention, and you deserved criticism for not bringing that up. It doesn't matter that he shat on you guys in the same episode. It does not matter at all. It is important context.
But his defense, dude. But
Yeah,
his defense,
true.
it was like, they didn't call CPS, and it was also during the
No,
same
but-
time.
Thank you,
where he talked about
Kiko, for the $15.
them.
Let's see, what are we doing here? All right, we gotta go back 5 minutes.
Oh shit.
Ah. Thank you, Kiko, for the $15. Bastard. All right. I'm glad we haven't got any slowdowns though. Those are the worst. I remember on last time I was doing this, Nice donated like $100. So we had to spend it a shit ton of times.
Tattoo pack that you
Oh
get
my
for
God.
25 cents from a.
Oh yeah, fucked my shit up.
Like literally, my kids have cooler fucking tattoos from Chuck E. Cheese. Bro looks like he just went to the menu and was like, "I'll take that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one."
I have quite a few options here. I can show your tattoos in all of their glory, or I can show that your tattoo made it.
Those
to
are
the
some
top
pretty
of
shitty tattoos,
awful
though,
taste,
right?
But
I
great
mean-
Yeah.
execution subreddit,
No.
which is not a good thing. I mean, it might be a good thing for the artists that you work with because that means that they did a good job from a technical standpoint, but it's sort of a failure in every other aspect.
Again, like if you're admitting that the best thing about this is the execution, but the subject matter is the bad thing, then you're just insulting Hila. Like that's all you're doing.
Particularly the decision-making aspect. If you want to go tattoo for
Yeah,
tattoo,
you shouldn't have
we
tattoos of
can
your
do
wife,
that.
bro.
You wanna
Yeah,
do
it's like,
other things, we can.
the fuck?
I'll give you that option.
What's
Ethan
up,
also
Nuclear
talks
Winter?
about the potential CTE that I might
The
have
mother of
after
your children.
boxing.
Never have a
Ethan,
tattoo
your
of her.
whole system
Yeah.
is scrambled.
No, your brain is scrambled from getting punched in the face too many times because you don't understand the situation. Some people are saying the CTE is starting to take effect. I guess that would be comforting if there was some explanation at least.
Any amount of CTE that I may have endured after doing 2 boxing matches, I'm going to say is preferred over having to share the load of doing 50 jumping jacks with my wife.
What if we do both? We'll both do 25 at once.
25 each?
Oh my goodness.
Great form by
Yeah.
both.
They must work out.
Also, why are you talking about CTE at all? Like, you've continually illustrated that you can't keep track of anything.
It came up because they were talking about it on their fucking podcast. By the way, they're the ones that like started this conversation by talking about it on the podcast. Be like, hey, I'm not getting involved.
I think that was their response after you guys initially called them out.
He can't even keep straight who attacked who first. He thinks that our podcast where we're expressing sympathy for him and Hila was the impetus for him talking shit about us. I much prefer.
I am very much.
very sympathetic.
I'm looking forward to Ethan
Ethan acts like
responding to this. I think it's gonna be great.
Like he shared such intimate moments with me, but it's all horseshit. He's lying. Like the whole thing is a fucking lie. He's manipulating his audience. We did not have a close
Lies,
relationship.
lies.
You
Yeah.
guys were buddies for a long
He
time.
texted me like one time, like, hey, dude, we should talk this out. And I was like, I don't feel like having this conversation right now. That's it. So Ian
the
kept
pullback.
trying to get me on the phone or text with me. And I told him, dude, honestly, I don't feel like having this conversation right now.
Okay.
Fair, right? I just didn't want to do it. Okay.
Just in that particular moment,
And then
or
he-
like at all?
Well, it turns out I didn't want to talk to him at all.
Okay.
If the relationship was that close, you would have talked to me on the phone. You wouldn't have shit talked me. You would be curious where my brain was at and where I was coming from. There's this moment in the Content Cop where I'm trying to give an example of the cycle of harassment. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of...
Dude, touch grass, bro.
I don't know.
Are you okay?
Oh, Exotic, did you see the Ethan and Hassan debate?
No idea what I'm talking about here. So, I mean, maybe
I
you
didn't
don't.
watch it.
It's a
I
very
can't listen to
obvious
Hassan.
and
He's
easy
just so
to
fucking
digest
awful.
point.
I will say,
I saw clips of it though on Twitter, but just only a few.
I think overall it was like 70-30 Ethan won, because I think there were points where Ethan did lose on. But the fact that Ethan did that well against Hassan, who's supposed to be a serious political commentator, is embarrassing for Hassan on that on the surface alone.
He's somewhat repulsive to look at.
Yikes.
Pedophile. Pirate Software is a
There it was again.
Look at my old voice.
Pedophile.
Loser. She goes, I can't believe.
Yeah, I don't know
can't
how
believe these people
Hassan
are
was able
so
to. He's a
obnoxious."
plant, but
And
like
he looks like a.
No, Hassan sucks. He's a retard.
With me, dude.
he's. I don't. Well, he has a whole thing where it's like, you know, this guy's a cult, and it's just like,
But he's like, no,
bro,
actually,
your
Ethan,
your
fucking
literal
Jew
ideology
bag.
is a
Fuck
cult.
this
Like, shut
Jew
the fuck
bag
up.
No, Hassan literally runs a cult.
That's what the video is.
That is the back and forth I'm describing. You might have thought we were just saying that Ian and Anissa are bad friends. Well, guess what? You didn't take it that way.
Our POV is like, fuck everybody, and I don't want to hear any excuses.
Ethan Klein.
You're not my friend.
I really
you
wish
never were,
they had a
and you
moderator
never
for
will
that.
be. You never will.
That would have made it better. I think they should have had an actual moderator for that, because Dan wasn't really working as a moderator. He was just the clip guy. But I think if they had a moderator, it would have been the same exact thing, but just not as entertaining, honestly. I don't think there would have been any ground made. But I will say, if you want to see someone's true character, notice that when Ethan really does feel like he got something wrong or he did something wrong, he accepts it and he's like, okay, you know what? I was wrong for that. Hassan never once wants to admit he's wrong in any way. He wants Ethan to acknowledge, oh, when you do certain things, people might see you as a Zionist, but he won't recognize that him doing certain things makes him seem like a terrorist supporter. And he's like, well, people see me that way, but I don't care. It's like, okay, cool, dude.
Is Ethan and Hila are shit-talking us. They just implied that we are okay with people using CPS as harassment, and now all of their fans are brigading us. So I am going to respond in kind and make a content cop. So yes, that is what the cycle of harassment looks like.
Okay, what does that have to do with me?
I don't know.
How about you fucking Nazis? How about that?
All right, we're back to where we were.
Here we go.
So we're on the last 6 minutes and 30 seconds of the video. Again, any donations that total $15 will spin the wheel, which will make us either go back 5 minutes, restart the whole thing, or slow it down by 10%. But otherwise, if we don't get any more, then I appreciate everyone who watched and donated. And yeah, this video sucks. This is worse than the Content Cop. because not only does he finally bring up CPS, but he justifies it and claims that it's likely that Ethan's own audience called CPS, which is absolutely ridiculous. No, I totally agree. And I've never heard Hassan admit that he's anything short of a saint. 100%. Hassan is perfect in every way. I do find it funny that in Hassan's anger, Ethan got Hassan to admit that he voted for Kamala, which is amazing.
Has everything to do with your politics and your idea of Israel-Palestine, but a lot of my gripes were centered around you dragging me into your shit. You know, you knew that you were going through a lot, and you were saying, I'm hurting, I'm now going to make them hurt because they're not putting their head on the chopping block. Fuck you, you're a piece of shit. I'm sure there's anti-Semitic people that are attacking you guys, but they're not me, they're not Anissa, it's not Hassan, it's not all of these other creators that you're...
It is Hassan and the other creators. And you might not want to call him anti-Semitic, but the fact that Ethan, I don't think it's the fact that Ethan is Jewish, not necessarily, not for everyone, maybe for like Frogan, and definitely for Mike from PA, because Mike from PA is 100% anti-Semitic from everything I've seen from him. But for Denims and Hassan, it's not necessarily that it's not that he's Jewish, it's that he's pro the existence of Israel. That's it.
Dude, we can't have that, you know. It's all, they have to think the same, dude.
And even more so than that, it's because he went against Hassan. And anyone going against Hassan,
not Hassan,
it's not allowed. That's how you know it's a cult. That's how you know it's a cult. Because one thing I think Ethan did that was great during their debate is he brought up a clip of Norm Finkelstein pointing out that From the River to the Sea is a bad slogan because it comes across as anti-Semitic for Jews. And Norm Finkelstein can have that opinion and not be labeled as a Zionist, but Ethan has that opinion, he's a Zionist. It's interesting how that works out.
I don't even like that word too. It's just like a made-up Twitter word, like that only people who are like terminally online know what that means. You ask anybody like in the real world about that, nobody fucking knows what that is.
If you talk to any average person and ask them, do you know what a Zionist is? They would think you're talking about like a science fiction term.
You're attacking. You're not the biggest victim on the internet, Ethan.
Speaking of sci-fi, happy May 4th to everybody. May the 4th be with you.
People can experience a horrible fucking time. And guess what? They're not getting this other benefit, which is 26,000 viewers. You're getting a lot of money and a lot of content, a lot of things that you care about from these beefs and from this harassment. There are a lot of people that you've just bullied and they have nothing to gain out of it. Frogan isn't making a bag from this.
Are you like actually retarded? Are you actually a moron? Frogan has nothing to gain from it? Let's look at Frogan's first ever... Let's look at Frogan's first ever video. Her first ever video on her channel has 80,000 views in 10 days. What is her Twitch views like?
And when did she create her channel? How long ago was it?
Oh, I don't know. But let's look at her streams.
Just post it. Hold on. I'll check it out right now. Hold on.
Did she shave her eyebrows off? What the fuck? 6.8k views, 15.8k views. Like, look at the views she's getting. I guarantee you, before this drama, she was not getting these views. I guarantee it. How far back can we go with this shit?
I hate when people make that like stupid ass argument. Wait, so she joined? Okay, so her account was actually made on November 30th, 2020. So it was made like years ago. The actual video that she posted was made only 10 days ago, though, and she's normally a Twitch streamer. And yeah, her first ever video is response to Ethan Klein, and it's 80k views, and she has 7.8k subscribers with one view. So, and I hate it when people make this argument because people always are like, "Oh, well, I didn't make money. I'm not making money off this." I mean, okay, first off, you kind of are, for instance, because with these Twitch people, this is why like I hate. These sort of streamers, it's like, okay, first off, they can get donations from streaming. They get watch hours, view time, clout. Clout's like the big one too, because it's like, just having them get attention is like, paying them in gold, essentially. I mean, look at 80k views on a single video. And yeah, she's like she's a big part of this whole drama. So yeah, the payment is clout. And if it's not clout, then it's money then too.
And she has the total backing and defense of Hassan's audience as well. Like, she's getting... Ethan is already big, so the more views and money he's getting, is not even comparable to the amount of views and money that Frogan gets. Like, her rate of growth is exponentially greater than Ethan's is for this whole situation.
Not getting content out of this. You're attacking her in relentless ways and endorsing so much.
She's not getting content out of this. She literally released her first ever video because of this stuff. What are you talking about?
Worse harassment than what even you send her way.
The shit he said and posted about
Frogan is being called fat and a white woman, which, by the way, she is a white woman. I don't care what anyone says. White woman from Michigan. She's being called fat. Okay? iDubbbz 2015 made good content. iDubbbz 2020 cucks. iDubbbz 25 backstabber. iDubbbz 2030 broke. So true, Frogmouth. So true. Bro, Frogan like gets called fat. I'm sure she gets a lot of racist harassment as well. Although personally, I think she's a white woman, but whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. She's definitely whiter than me. I mean, I have this white light on me, so maybe I look lighter than normal, but she's definitely whiter than I am. Like, I don't...
Not with that beard, bro. Like,
Frogan legit isn't even Muslim. No, she's not religious at all. But she's whiter than me. But yeah, she gets a lot of harassment, I'm sure. Ethan has literally had skulls sent to his house. You cannot pretend that the shit... If Frogan got skulls sent to her house, there would be, like, rioting on the streets, bro. From Hassan's audience. Like, come on. Let's be actually real.
God forbid anybody say anything mean. Oh, also, it's like, God forbid anybody say anything mean to them. It's like, holy shit. Although they call Frogan fat. It's like, oh, okay, then people make fun of Ethan for his stupid Tourette's. It's like...
Yeah. People literally say he's doing coke and shit.
Oh, that's an attack though. Like, who cares? If,
by the way,
it's an attack, who gives a shit? Okay.
By the way, if Ethan did coke, that would be based.
Yeah.
Worse than anyone I've seen. If this is true,
he gets so mad here. But that's justifiable. It's justifiable for Ethan to get mad, being like, "It's the worst you've ever seen, dog." You know, CPS was called on me. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hold on. It's not worse than anything you've seen. How can it be worse than anything you've seen?
Literally, no. I guess
he was
not.
very nasty. Well, I'm just saying, people like fucking want to like get lay down and fucking like.
I'm talking about specifically against Frogan.
But like he called her fat, right, and ugly, which is horrifically mean. I get called a fucking baby killer.
I was talking specifically about
That's way
Frogan.
worse than being called fat and ugly, in my opinion.
Also, on top of Ethan and Neela constantly victimizing themselves, I did notice...
They don't need to victimize themselves. They get enough harassment to be considered victims. Like, you're so empathetic. You are so empathetic that people that literally get called baby killers and that get called... Bro, Hassan was literally calling Ethan racist when Hassan knows that Ethan isn't fucking racist. It is so retarded. I hate these fucking people, bro.
That as soon as we didn't immediately jump to Ethan and Neela's defense, Ethan took that to heart and he started to make that his employees' problems. Instead of just, sucking it up and taking on...
Again, bringing up the employees. Bro, the employees are fine. If they had a problem, they would fucking quit. Like, can you shut the fuck up with this garbage virtue signal?
He decided to imply that Lena is going to have a problem with that.
A lot of this has ramifications for the crew. The way that they have it set up is basically, if Lena were to drop out, she would lose, like, she would have to pay back like $25,000 or something like insane. And besides that, which I told her I would cover if she wanted to drop out, she's been working really hard. And just because I'm having an issue with what's going on here,
you bringing up Lena dropping out of the fight was you publicly showing to your fans, like, I don't approve of this. You were saying this shit before the content cop even came out.
Which I told her I would cover if she wanted to drop out.
But now you are saying that you didn't have a problem with any of it until I made the video.
I was totally on board until the organizer put out a video calling me a psychopath for harassing his friends.
Psychopath, just like John Swan.
Neela will victimize themselves every chance they get. But
bro, Ethan, I love these clip chimps. Ethan was willing to support Lena regardless of the decision she made. He was just not going to personally support the event. And especially after Content Cop, he was not going to support the event. He was still going to support Lena. He was still telling people, support Lena.
And why would he?
But when
You
you
know
have
what I
a
mean? Like,
chance to
why
get
would
the-
he support this shit?
Yeah.
Someone else who's on their crew, they'll also do that.
You already forced Lena into this horrible situation. And again, you forced this situation on her.
Why would I do such a thing to Lena? Dude, you have as much agency as I do. You didn't have to badmouth me on
You didn't have to drop the content cop when literally Lena and AB are live on the show. But you obviously did that so that way Ethan would give you a reaction on his stream. Evidenced by the fact that you used his reactions from that stream in your content deputy. You're actually such a malicious liar. There's no way
Well,
you
know,
didn't...
it's about hurting them, you know?
There's no way they didn't intentionally drop the content cop. Like, he was like, oh, I'm so sorry for dropping it. There was a technical issue. If there's a technical issue, you know you have the ability to postpone the release of the video, right? You could have dropped it after Ethan was done being live. You could have dropped it the next day. No, you obviously dropped it when the H3 podcast went live because you wanted the live reaction of Ethan Klein. It would be much more mature and adult-like to admit that, but no, because you're a cowardly fag, you want to hide behind the idea that there was a technical error, when clearly that wasn't the issue. There was not a technical error.
Yeah, why is that so hard to believe? It's just like, yo, they're live. Let's drop them when they're live, and hit them where it hurts. They have to respond. Like, make them respond to it now. It's like
Exactly, because they wanted either Ethan to freak out in a big way, or they wanted Ethan to respond like Hassan and be like, well, I'm not going to react to this live. Like, it's so bullshit to claim. And
a big dog, bro.
It was totally on you to release it live when they're live, which caused Lena to have a panic attack. Like, that is on you.
your podcast. That was a choice that you made.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Again, the same clip we already saw.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
Oh, the organizers of this event are not jumping to my defense? All right, well, maybe instead of shit-talking them, maybe I should zip it.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree. You already forced Lena into this horrible situation. And again, you forced this situation.
You did force Lena into this situation. You could have dropped the content cop after Creator Clash. There's no reason you couldn't have done it. It wouldn't have done worse if you released it after Creator Clash. It's not like you released it to promote Creator Clash, because you didn't promote Creator Clash. You dropped it because you had a vendetta against Ethan and you wanted to see him react to it. That's the reason you dropped it. If you really wanted to protect Lena and cared about Lena, you would have waited till after Creator Clash to drop it, especially because, and there's no way you didn't know this, Ethan already announced that a follow-up to the content nuke was going to come out after the time of Creator Clash. So there really is no excuse on your part to have not released it then. Because while Ethan did publicly shit-talk you, it was just the fact that he felt that you weren't real friends. He didn't go after Creator Clash. He didn't go after any other things about you. He just said that he felt like you weren't real friends. But because you released your content cop, well, now that we're not friends anymore, fuck your Creator Clash that lost $250,000 the year prior. Fuck you and your wife for everything that you do. You guys are fucking cowards. You know, why would he need to hold back anymore? And you did put Lena in that situation because, again, you could have dropped this video after the fact, but you didn't because you wanted the reaction. Let's be very real about it.
Situation on her. By the way, iDubbbz, Lena's fucking having a panic attack.
So go fuck yourself.
iDubbbz's career is over and he needs to realize it. With these views, it's hard to say if it's over, but definitely, the thing is, unless he does content, that's why he's doing content cops, because he realized that he couldn't move on to other content without having millions of views.
I agree.
Of course.
But you're just lobbing it to me and Anissa. I'm lobbing it back to you. You're the one who brought it up. If you lob it back to me and you say, well, I didn't have your back publicly. Well, fuck you. I'm going to lob it back and say, you're being irresponsible on your podcast, and you're not taking any accountability for the shit you're putting out online.
Ethan really needs to hammer the point that there was no need for him to release the content cop while they were live or before Creator Clash. Ethan needs to really point out, if you really wanted to go against me and not have Lena have to deal with the fact, because the fact of the matter is, if Lena did go fight at Creator Clash, because Creator Clash's audience was not going to be H3 fans anymore. Creator Clash's audience were going to be Hassan fans. He needs to point out the fact that if he really cared about Lena and how it would have affected her, he would have waited until after Creator Clash to drop the content cop. That is a fact. That is a fact that Ethan needs to bring up, and I hope he does.
Well, and he also like sabotages his own event.
Yes, 100%. One of the direct fallout moments of the content cop is also Harley dropping out, which doesn't get brought up in this video. One of the things that made Harley drop out for sure was that Bad Empanada started going after him. And again, no mention of Bad Empanada here. Ethan really needs to hammer the point that Bad Empanada is a major figure that Ian is choosing to ignore, because there is no way you can talk about Bad Empanada and not look bad.
I think that's going to do it for this video. There's a lot more that I can share, but I'll save that for the future. And in closing, I will reiterate so that, you know, there's
All right, we're down to the last minute and 30 seconds.
Anissa and I are no longer involved in Creator Clash.
Good.
We're stepping down completely.
Oh, yes. Maybe this time there could be money being sent to charity.
We hope that all the fighters get
Yo,
what
what's
they
up,
wanted out
Traden?
of it. I'm sorry that I'm such a fucking nasty person who just wants to roll around in the shit. I'll put the link to Creator Clash down in the description if you want to support them in their mission to get creators to fight and raise money for charity.
What? Are you actually
can do
serious? They still haven't updated the card? Why is Harley still here? It's been how long since he dropped out? Is Lena off? Bro. Oh wow, they're as tall as me. Wow. So
Dude.
Lena is
Dude,
still
they're still in. They're still in. Let's
Why
go.
are they still here? Are you guys like retarded?
You're like, bro. They're like, yes.
Actually retarded, bro.
Down there, I will be doing that on my own, and I hope
unbelievable.
you guys, have a good time. Also, for all the people who touch grass, I want to remind you to click the like button on this video. Not so it goes in your
No one should
algorithm.
like this guy. No one should.
If
ever
you guys
support
have not-
iDubbbz. Even
So he's trying to brigade his own audience. I don't have a huge audience. I have, maybe 10 people watching right now? I have 9 people watching. Can you guys make sure you leave a dislike on the video? Because obviously the extension, as Nick has demonstrated and other people have demonstrated, this is not an accurate this is not an accurate representation of the like to dislike ratio. So we need to make it an actual effort to give it a bad dislike ratio. So that way, even without the extension, he has a bad dislike ratio.
Or anything, just specifically.
Oh, interesting. I want to point out this out because this is interesting.
Not so it goes in your algorithm or anything, just specifically so that we can add a counter narrative, or I can get an idea of how much astroturfing is out there, because I know that a lot of these
astroturfing. I heard you said that word, but this is like a Twitch word, like right? Like this,
Well,
that's not a
astroturfing-
real thing that people say.
Astroturfing originates from the term of, you know how like football fields, they have fake grass. That's astroturf. So when you astroturf someone, it means that you're giving them like a fake career. Like, so for example, Frogan is very obviously failed, but they keep trying to astroturf her. She's won Rising Star twice. She won, like, she was an inspiring woman on Twitch and was put on the front page of Twitch. Like, they keep trying to make her a thing, but she can't actually maintain a real audience. So she's astroturfed, but a failed example of that.
Oh yeah,
And I
because she's
saw
a
that
psychopath,
shit and
just
I
like
was
John
what
Swan.
the fuck? These are all like fabricated numbers. The like-dislike ratio was like 80-20.
So he claims that on the content cop, the like to dislike ratio was 80-20.
My video, and then they tried to create a narrative of like, no, people actually hate this content cop, guys. It's actually so much worse. Like, bitch, like, people were more upset with, like, my wife being on Only.
So what is interesting, so this is the like to dislike ratio on the video where he defended the OnlyFans thing, the beginning of the end, if you will. Now,
And he thinks it's cool.
well, here's the bigger point. That's really interesting that he will show the like to dislike ratio from that video But he claims that the content cop only has an 80 to 20, right? But why didn't he just show it?
I don't know. People online say that they keep disliking it. So
I just find it interesting. Now, if I had to make a guess, I think it's probably more between 60-40, 70-30, like dislike ratio. But he said 80-20 because that sounds better. I find it hard to believe that it's 80-20 when you don't show it, because that's an easy checkmate. Just show the like to dislike ratio. It's 80-20. Wow. Okay. Wow. I guess he really owned Ethan there, but he doesn't. He shows the like to dislike ratio for a different.
That's all it's about.
He showed the like to dislike ratio for a different, unrelated video. That is interesting, I think.
You're not gonna convince the internet that fucking Ethan Klein isn't being a piece of shit. Like,
Ethan Klein is only being a piece of shit if you believe the narrative that he's the one attacking everybody and he doesn't have a massive harassment campaign against them.
Or he's crashing out, dude.
That he's constantly crashing out. You would have to be an idiot to believe that. Like, it's literally only Hassan and his ilk that believe that Ethan's a piece of shit.
sorry guys, it doesn't matter how many dislike extensions
Yeah, bro is
you have.
totally
You can
alone
free
on
Palestine
this
without being a
one.
Nazi. Okay, yeah, fuck you guys too. Okay, how about you fucking Nazis? How about that?
It's blatantly and obviously fucking disingenuous. This shit blew my fucking mind. Like, this is fucking insane. And like, dangerous. He is going out of his way to slander you as a neo-Nazi. Like, that can get you hurt.
Thank you, Ethan Klein. You are my best friend.
Look, it's so funny. He's in his underwear dancing.
He's being weird, yeah.
You are the legend. Thank you, Ethan Klein. You are my best friend. You are the rent payer. You are the legend.
Wow, amazing. That
was awful.
That was easily worse than the original. That's dog shit. Dog shit video.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Anyways, thank you for joining me, Exotic. I'm gonna hop off and end the stream.
All right, yes. You have a good rest of your day, Mike. I know you're sick, so I hope you feel better.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure to get a lot of rest tonight. Thank you, Exotic.
All right, cool. Catch y'all later.
All right, thank you again to Kiko and Anonymous for the $15 each. I appreciate that a lot. I might be live tomorrow. That's a maybe. Tuesday, I definitely won't be live because I'm gonna go see Primus and Pussifer and A Perfect Circle. But if I'm not live tomorrow, then 100% I'll be live Wednesday. Hopefully with Nexaged, we'll continue the Kingdom Hearts playthrough. And again, if you want to see another Wheel of Time stream in the future, I'd like to do one every month. I did this one because I felt it was important to do one. Since the first one we did was Content Cop, I felt it was important to follow that trend and do Deputy. But I'll do another one at the end of this month. Right now, the video on track to be reacted to is the evidence.zip or whatever the hell it's called. But we'll see if we do something else. Thank you again for watching, and have a great rest of your Sunday. Peace out.